Hi! This video will be a homage to my bike, KTM 690 Duke R, which I had to sell not so long ago. You can be sure that it's a very honest review, because this bike is discontinued and no one in their right mind would pay a guy with 2000 subscribers to promote a discontinued product. So I'm just gonna express my feelings toward this bike and explain why for me personally it's the best bike that I ever rode. My bike was 2012 year of production and it was R version. R version has awesome front radial Brembo M50 brake and set of fully adjustable WP suspension. What's this bike all about? It's 690cc street bike, naked type. But it drastically differs from common 600-ish naked bikes. It has only one big cylinder, it's very light bike in stock, and if you swap that abomination of a catalytic converter to a straight pipe, it'll be like 7 kilos even lighter. And additionally, you'll gain 10 centimeters of ground clearance. If you ditch the cat, this Duke suddenly becomes very capable in jumping sidewalks and other hooligan stuff like that. Unlike most nakeds, it has a completely upright body position with absolutely zero forward lean. This position is just perfect for dense urban traffic, so you can easily filter between cars and go through the tight spots. Magura hydraulic clutch is ultra light, you can operate it with one finger if you want. Throttle response is fast with zero lag. Engine, by the way, really kicks in somewhere from 5000 RPM, so it likes to be revved a little. And since this bike is really light, 691 cylinder engine is more than enough. Some people find this engine jerky, but in my opinion it's just perfect. At slow speed it is not jerky, provided your clutch control is good. And it delivers awesome acceleration. Never once I wanted more on public roads. Top speed is around 200 kilos per hour, but you really don't want to ride 200 on this bike. At top speed it vibrates like hell and you have totally upright body position and complete lack of any wind protection. So no, this bike is definitely not about top speed, it's about acceleration and total maneuverability. And in R version it has WP suspension, which is just awesome. When I bought this bike, I almost immediately put a fresh oil and shock and the fork and adjusted them for my weight. And man, it's absolutely marvelous suspension. When you ride over a bump, after a split second you wouldn't know there was a bump. There is virtually zero sway in the suspension. It just absorbs any bumps completely without a trace. And front brake is very good too. It's very powerful and informative, though that's only one brake rotor. I would say that brakes on new BMWs are still a bit better, but this M50 Brembo is really very good too. And what I particularly like in this bike, it's its steering geometry. I don't know how to explain it correctly, but I'll try. Its steering has very clear feedback. When you make a counter steering input, bike just leans exactly how you intended, and then you just release pressure on handlebars and it proceeds to corner just as you want it to. No need to apply any pressure mid-corner whatsoever. At least for me, it's the perfect steering behavior. I'm sure it's more of my personal perception than actual KTM steering know-how, but for me, this bike corners just perfect. Now, R version was promoted by KTM like a track version of common 690 Duke, but I personally would say that it's not the best choice for track riding. Due to upright position, you'll have too much wind drag, and knee-down body position it's not very comfortable because of wide fuel tank form. There is not much of a tank surface to grab with your knee. and this surface is angled to a knee too much. But of course, you can bring this bike on track, it's just not the best option. Couple of words about maintenance. Maintenance-wise, this bike is pretty simple, everything is opened and easily accessible. But you'll definitely need a set of torque wrenches. Everything is aluminum and all bolts are pretty small, so most of the threads strips out quite easily. You definitely need torque wrenches. Also, you need to check and adjust valve clearances frequently, roughly once in 7,000 kilometers. It's a bit of pain in the ass, but it's very much worth the effort. If you skip on valve adjustment, you can pretty soon end up with valve rockers malfunction, and then possibly with bent valves, so it is no bueno. Dead rockers sound like this, by the way. And there is a flaw with the clutch. It has only 4 springs and they are pretty weak from the factory. So, if you like to go flat out often, you'll end up with critically worn out clutch plates sooner than later. It's not a big of a deal, however, you just can install stiffer aftermarket clutch springs and forget about it. Another problem can be airbox lead. On some bikes it came warped from the factory, plus the rubber seal on it degrades over time and starts to leak air. So, watch out for intake air leaks. Dirty air can screw up your engine pretty good. Other than that, no problem at all. Everything is high quality manufactured, engineering is pretty good. KTM really got all they could from such a lightweight bike. Maintenance is pretty easy and straightforward. You don't need to be a top-tier mechanic to wrench this bike, it's surprisingly easy. About vibration. People always ask me, it's one big cylinder bike, it must vibrate a lot. Well, of course it is, especially in comparison to 4-cylinder bikes. But I wouldn't say that's that much of a vibration. It sure vibrates like a jackhammer at top speed, but at more common speeds it's not that bad. In all the time, vibration really didn't bother me once. As a quick summary, I would say that the 690 Duke is not like common 600 street bikes. It's more like beefed up, roided 390. It's big, small bike, if you catch my drift, which makes it really rare kind, with not too much direct competition. Would I recommend this bike? Absolutely yes. If you live in a city or in twisty roads area, you would love this bike, I'm sure. It's insanely maneuverable, it has great acceleration, great brakes and great suspension. Top speed is so-so, it'll shake you off for sure on the top speed. So I guess it's not the best highway bike, but overall it's just awesome. Considering the price, I would say definitely worth a try. So yeah, that was my review of KTM 690 Duke R. I hope it would be useful for somebody. Please put a like under this video if you liked it, and join our Facebook group for beginner riders. Thank you for watching. Bye.